And thanks for staying with Morning Live. Let's rejoin this conversation with Muzi Hlengwa, who is the president of the president of the National Funeral Association of South Africa. And we're talking about some of the issues they are dealing with, their members dying in unprecedented numbers in dealing with COVID-19. Muzi, thanks for getting back on the line with us. We were talking about what you would like to see government do at this stage, having highlighted the plight that you are dealing with. Also with regard to the funeral space, the space in your own mortuaries, and also we heard about the shortage of coffins. Let's just quickly speak to as many of those as we can.
Look, we first would like the government to increase its capacity in the Home Affairs. Also increase their own capacity at the Department of Health, where we remove the bodies, provide more space, particularly in Durban, KwaZulu-Natal, and in Gauteng. We are running out of space, burial space. Make sure that they fix all the crematoriums and they make them available to the public. Over and above that, we as an industry, we feel that it's a high time that the government must subsidize the funeral industry, since all essential industries are being subsidized by the government. This will take a lot of burden away from the shoulders of our poor communities, because as we speak right now, pricing on funerals have gone high in a way that some of them are not even able to afford. And a funeral that you would get at like between 5,000 to 7,000 rand is now going at 14,000, 18,000 rand. That funeral, it's the entry funeral for the poor. Now, how are you expecting poor people to be paying 18,000 rand? We had warned the government about this earlier on, but the government was not even willing to put us in that 500 billion budget that they had for COVID-19.
So what are the cost drivers? What's driving the cost of the funerals up, Muzi?
The handling of COVID-19 bodies is very expensive. The PPEs, the chemicals, the incentive that we pay our employees, because most of our employees are not really willing to charge COVID bodies. So we had to encourage them by giving them an extra pay in order to, take that risk and handle those bodies. But over and above that, the government has recently passed on a few rules that are making the handling of bodies to be expensive more than what they normally are, because they've said to us we must handle each and every body as if it's COVID-19, whether that body has been pointed out as a body that is COVID related or not. So if we are spending COVID monies on bodies that are not COVID, it means that now we are even swimming in a deep end as an industry. It's very difficult for us. They are also saying to us, we must test each and every body that we are removing at home. Now they are not paying for those tests. We are expected to now pay for the tests that we run for all home removal bodies.
Well, very interesting views. Muzi, I'm going to ask you to stay with us, but at this point I have to just say goodbye to our SABC2 viewers. We're going to have to leave it there with Muzi Hlengwa for our SABC2 viewers. He is the president of the National Funeral Association of South Africa, talking to us about some of the increase in COVID-19 related deaths, specifically among undertakers and burial staff, and also some of the cost drivers, and talking to us about how the cost of funerals have skyrocketed because of COVID-19. We'll continue the conversation on SABC News, but to our SABC2 viewers, this is where we say goodbye. See you again tomorrow morning.